Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a soil test on our soil over here where I planted the blueberries in the last video, and I thought I would share that with you. And over here I have a soil pH meter, and this also acts as a moisture meter, and what else? It does one more thing. I forgot what it is, but I did test the soil already, but I'm doing this just to share it with you guys to kind of show you how this works out. I also ordered a kit. It's called Wrappy Test. This kit has a nitrogen test, a pH test, and a K test, and a phosphorus test. The K stands for potassium, but over here they labeled it as potash. So I'm assuming they test for all forms of potassium, maybe? I don't know. Not sure. So I'm just gonna take it as it is. I'm not gonna be testing for any of these today except for the pH, because I want to show you how that works out. And this soil test kit I thought is pretty cool. I like how it works out, and it has the same colors as each test kit, these pills that come with it, and you open them and you put them inside the container along with the soil, then you add in the water. I'll be showing you that in a minute. So you have the purple that goes with the purple test kit, that's for nitrogen, the orange that goes with the orange test kit, that's the potash or potassium, and so on and so forth. So like I said, today I'm going to be testing for the pH for the pH levels of the soil. And I did test it before, like I said, and I know what it is. And both test kits both test procedures, I should say, returned the same results. And I did that test in a different area with both test procedures. And here I just did it with one of them. So we'll see if they both come out the same on this area. If your soil is too acidic and you want to amend your soil in order to turn it more on the neutral side or less acidic, you want to add garden lime. And this is by Espoma. There are many brands out there that sell these organic forms of fertilizers and soil additives, and this is the one that I have right now. I am trying a new brand. I'll see how that works out and let you guys know, not with these two things, but more like just base nutrients, organic base nutrients. If your soil is more on the high pH level or basic, then you want to add Soil Acidifier over here. Now blueberries, like I mentioned in my last videos, like a pH between 4.3 and 5.5. So we will test the soil and see what our pH is. And if you want to learn more about blueberries, I'll be leaving a link for that video at the end over here at the end of this video, and you guys can go ahead and watch it. If you guys want to know more about what I'm doing here and see what's going on in the homestead, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest, and also Twitter at Peaceful Living NH, and Twitter I think it's NH Living, at NH Living. So I will be leaving a link for all these social links, and you guys can follow us along over there. Anything that I'm using over here I'll be linking also in the description box below, so be looking in the description box if you guys are interested in any of these products that I have over here. I'm not affiliated with any of them, but I do have affiliate links, and when you guys purchase any of these products you are not paying any extra. You're just basically helping and supporting this channel and supporting what I'm doing over here. So I thank you for your support beforehand if you decide to do so. Alright, so let's go ahead and test the soil. First I'm going to begin with this Go Better soil pH test meter. To use this specific test meter, you want to first remove this plastic cap off of it, and then you want to poke it deep as you can in the soil. And then you want to press the on button. And then it's going to start testing the soil for you, and it's going to settle at a number. Not sure if you guys can see it, but over here it says that the pH of the soil on this side is 7. So you're supposed to do this in multiple locations around the plant. So you can see it's starting to change. Over here it's 7.7. You want to leave it in for a little bit and allow it to start to go down slowly, and then eventually it's going to settle at a number. Okay, so you can see it's 6.9. Okay, I'm going to remove it again. And then I'm going to now put it on this side of the plant. And I'm not putting it directly on the roots of the plant, so to not damage the plant itself. It's pretty sunny out here, so it's really hard to read what's going on over here. Okay. So far, it is pretty consistent. 6.9. I'm not going to test in the back of the plant. I already tested it in 3 different spots. It's pretty much the same. It's 6.9. I honestly thought that our pH was a little bit lower than that. I thought it was probably like 6.5 or something like that. And I was wrong. So, or 6.2. Clearly I was wrong. I even tested an area that I tested last year with a specific paper that allows you to test the soil of the pH, and last year it gave me, the test result was that the soil was acidic. Now this year when I tested again, it was the soil was neutral, and it was also in some areas basic. It was 8.2. So for reference, neutral is 7. Anything that's lower than 7 is acidic, and anything that's higher than 7 is base or alkaline. That's the actual correct term for it. Now, to use this soil test kit over here, I'm going to have to dig deep into the ground and grab a sample. Oh, a bee flew right into my head. I'm going to have to dig deep into the ground and grab a sample from the ground. My baby woke up. And you have over here a fill line for the soil, and then on top it has a fill line for the water. And you first add in the soil, then you empty one of these capsules into the soil test kit along with this, and you add in the water. It comes with a pipette so that you can add in the water easier and not overspill, not add too much water. Then you have to shake it and you let it settle for just a few seconds or a minute or two, and then it's going to start changing color. So you also have a chart over here with different colors, and these colors, each color represents a different pH number. And over here you can see that the darker green is the neutral, or actually alkaline. It's 7.5, and then it starts, as it gets lighter and brighter, you start getting more acidic. And these are the capsules over here. Now I'm not sure what chemicals they use inside these to test the pH. I was doing some research on how to test for phosphorus, what kind of chemicals you need to test for this, for phosphorus, and it's pretty complicated. and it requires things that you don't necessarily have on hand, or you can't just make yourself. It has to be, you know, sourced from the earth, and then there's a whole chemical reaction that they do. I'm assuming they do that in a lab and not in a home. So I thought, you know, these test kits are easy and simple to use, and they are very accurate from what I've seen. So let's go ahead, grab a shovel, dig a hole, fill this, and test the soil to compare the two different results. I'm going to dig away from the root bulb of the plant because I don't want to harm the plant. So I have some cardboard here. It's pretty soft and decomposed. I'll put it back again, but I'm gonna push the dirt, dig a little deep, push the dirt in, and then grab a sample from the bottom. And I'm gonna put it, messed up. Okay. Then I'm going to put it in this little compartment. You see there are two different compartments. There's this large one and there's this small one. The large one is so that you can store the capsules in, and the small one is to do the test in. So you want to put it in the small one up to the fill line, and that only requires a very small amount of soil, and you're supposed to have this in this cavity over here. You can see there are two lips that hold this meter. Oof, did I break it already? I think so. Okay, so you can see I can add a tiny bit more. Sorry. There we go. Actually, looks like I need to take some out. No, I'm good, because I'm tapping it in. There are air bubbles in there. It's pretty sunny over here, so I'm sorry for that. Now I'm going to take one of these capsules and open it and put it over here. It's pretty tricky. Doing that is pretty tricky, so I'm going to try to bring the camera down and show you what I'm doing so that I don't spill accidentally, because this is the chemical compound that you need in order to activate whatever chemical reaction is happening that's testing for the acidity level or the pH level in the soil. I'm gonna have the mulch hold it for me like that. It's my prop. You guys see? Yeah, I think you can see. There it is right here. Okay, so I have my capsule, and you're supposed to open it vertically over it, but I have found that vertically I spilled, so let's see how we can do this without spilling. You can also use a scissor and cut it open if that would make it easier for you. Okay, there, it's coming out. Okay, so you want to empty all this compound into that little test tube. Make sure there isn't any left over here. So now if I bring it closer to you, you can wear gloves also if you're not confident about what's in here. I would probably wear gloves too next time, but I totally forgot about it. So you can see it right here. It's sitting over it's sitting over the soil. So I have some water over here. I'm going to take the pipette. I'm going to squeeze the top of the pipette so that I can suck the water in. And then I'm going to add the water up to the fill line over here. So I'm gonna need a couple or 3 of these. Oops, I'm spilling even with a pipette. Okay, there we go. So it's up to the fill line. Now you are supposed to close this, and you have the small section over here and the large section. Hold on, Gabriel, please. So now you close it tight. And you shake really well until this mixture is pretty mixed in. And you want to let it sit away from direct sunlight for a few minutes until it starts to change color and then settles on one color. A couple minutes should be enough for that. So as you shake it, you'll see that the compound and the soil are mixing in with the water, and you won't be able to tell the difference between either of them. I think this is pretty good over here. So now I'm going to let this sit and settle. I can already see the color, and it's, I don't know if you guys can see it. Ooh, I spilled all my water over here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's already leaning towards the neutral side of things. Alright, so I'm gonna have this sit in my pocket. Do you think that's, no, it should be in light but not in direct sunlight. So I'm gonna cover it with my hand, protect it from the sunlight so that it can receive some sunlight, some light but not direct sunlight. Okay, so this has been sitting for almost a minute. It might change more color as it sits, but you can see, I think it will definitely change more color as it sits. But you can see it is closer to, it's in between the 6 and the 7 pH levels, and it's definitely higher than 6.5. You can see that the green color over here is darker than the green color of the 6.5 pH. I hope you guys can see really well. So it's pretty accurate between both tools. So I wanted to get both test kits in order to make sure that I'm getting an accurate pH test, because if I got one, I only have the result of one test kit or test meter. So I wanted to do both a chemical test and the test with this, oh oops, it's still on. It's testing the pH of the air and of this pH meter over here. Now I'm not sure what this metal is over here, but it's a very soft metal. It bends super easily, so I'm always nervous about breaking it, but I'm wondering if it needs to be a specific metal in order to transfer the levels to this tool over here. I don't know. So now that I know that the soil, what is the acidity of, or the pH level of the soil over here, I know for sure that I do need to add in a soil acidifier. So according to this bag, I can add about half a cup of soil acidifier or sulfur. Also, you can look for sulfur or soil acidifier. So I can add about half a cup for each plant, and you want to follow the direction again on the soil acidifier that you purchased and make sure that you are doing the right thing for your plant, because you don't want to murder it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to scratch the mulch away. Like so, and then I'm going to add this in. Then I'm going to scratch it into the soil, into the surface of the soil. And cover it again with mulch. Now it rained yesterday, so the soil is super moist. I'm not going to water it, but if once you water the plant, the soil acidifier is going to leach into the soil and is going to begin to acidify the soil for you. And I might need to apply that a few times throughout the season, and I will be testing the soil often now that I know that our soil tends to be more on the neutral side. So I hope that my blueberries will do well this year. And now I know why my blueberries in the front are all yellow and deathly looking and pale. So I'm hoping this won't happen to these blueberries over here. Even the one in the pot started to yellow, which I'm doubting that our water is probably alkaline, because we do have hard water over here. So that's probably the main reason for the soil, the neutral pH that we have. So because I mean the soil that's in the pot, my blueberry was doing fine. Last year I did add soil acidifier to it though, and the years prior it was doing much better even. And I think that our water over here is hard, so it's going to definitely affect the pH of our soil. Again, I'll be leaving a link for the blueberry video, and I also planted asparagus in there, so you guys can click on that link and watch the video. And I also got some elephant ear corms, or whatever you call them. I'm gonna be planting them soon, and I'll make a video about that too. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye.